How's it going, people? My name is Georgex Tafoya. I'm doing a podcast. Well, not a podcast. I'm doing a talk show called Pushing the Envelope with Georgex Tafoya, myself. And what we're going to be doing is basically shooting the shits for about 15 minutes. We'll talk about five different topics, and 2 minutes are going to be given to each topic. I've just been feeling the need to express myself recently about just things that have been going on in my life. I feel that I want to share my side of the story in terms of what's been going on. So yeah, this is an opportunity for me to do so. So let's get into it. All right. So first topic, drugs. I'm gonna read off of my notes on my phone. So yeah, I think I've done every drug in the book. Like, yeah, anything you could think of. I think what poses an issue for me is the difference between like street drugs and um prescription drugs used for medication. Like the lines blur for me in terms of um what they do to your brain, and that for me is like a super sensitive topic. Give me a second. Are they the same thing? Like I definitely wonder. um Let me see. um Overall, like I feel that the lines could blur definitely with those two types of drugs. And I do want to say I love drugs, street drugs, that is. I've tried cocaine, meth, weed, and I'm sorry, just the truth. I love street drugs. However, I do have to stay away from them because um, they pose an issue with my family, and I get it. Um, yeah, if it were up to me, I'd probably be out of state right now, like um, smoking weed, But that's not the case right now. I need my family's help, and since it's destructive to like my family, I'm staying away from hard drugs for now. For now. All right. So the next topic, unemployment. How I got to this point. Right now, I'm unemployed. Um, and just because I'm unemployed right now doesn't mean that I don't have work experience. I've worked different kinds of jobs, from security to being a research assistant to being a barista. Um, just right now, I happen to not have a job, you know, and um, it's not the end of the world, but I recognize that, I need money. I need to get a job soon. Um, Let me see. Right now, I'm currently receiving like different types of assistance, like food stamps, unemployment, and general relief. Um, I know there's comes shame with that, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. People get it, so I don't see why there's an issue that I get it. I think when I was a kid, like when I would hear of those things, it come with like shame, like I said, but um, life happens, and I just happen to find myself in that position where I'm the one that needs the help now, after making mistakes in certain jobs. Um, Moving forward, um, I just want to get a job and retain it. Right now, I'm looking for two different types of jobs. One, like, is what I went to school for, which is urban planning, and the other type would be like retail. I definitely want to go back to work in something that I studied for in school. It's just at right now I don't have that, but hopefully, if it's in God's plan, I'll get to that point again, to that position. All right, next topic. The third one is success after college. Um, Let me see the time. I definitely feel that life after college doesn't really get talked about. I feel like when you're a kid, the push is to like get you to college, but what happens after that, it's different for everyone, you know? And right now I'm recovering from the traumas that um like came with mistakes that I made. And I think like um I resorted to like drugs for dealing with the pain in that aspect of life. But right now I'm just kind of learning again from my mistakes and trying to like not resort to hard drugs to deal with pain, you know? I'm trying to resort to like healthier mechanisms. Even if I do smoke a cigarette, like I feel staying away from hard drugs is the best thing for me to do because it could be destructive to my family. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just read off my notes real quick. Yeah, and to add to this topic, as the saying goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So in school, I was like a big shot, you know, and however, I made a mistake along my trajectory in terms of like having a position and not being successful in it. I was given like a full scholarship to go to grad school, and I just like blew the opportunity. On top of the scholarship, I got a stipend to do research, and again, I just blew the opportunity. I don't want to make the same mistakes. All right, mental health. Um, I think the brain is a interesting thing to like research. As for me, I've never thought that I'd be in a place in my life where I need assistance from mental health programs. That's where I'm at in life right now. Every Tuesdays, I'm getting therapy, and it's a great outlet for me to like express my feelings to my therapist. Um, yeah, I feel like my brain, due to like drugs over time, has kind of like dysfunct become a little dysfunctional because I noticed that um, when I'm with like people I feel really comfortable with, I just sort of like doze off, you know? Like I'll just like fall asleep, like which is like not normal, you know? I just want to raise like awareness in this area of life. Um, yeah, I think the programs are definitely helpful for people, and I'm definitely interested in like mental health organizations and how they like give back to the people who need the support. All right, last topic is the single life. I am not planning to be celibate anytime soon, but um, there's no buts. I love women, and I express my love for women through like art, music, and like yeah, definitely just through art and music, and just in terms of how I treat them too, like just real life experience. I'm not perfect, but I think being nice to women is like so important. And I want a partner. Um, it's just right now I don't have that, but I feel that when it comes, it'll happen in God's time. Yeah. I become obsessed with like nudes, like towards women. Like when I see like nude images of women through like sculptures, photographs, or um like um well, yeah, through like paintings and stuff like that. I think it's so beautiful. I think as I become older, like uh, I've loved I've become to like love like nudes. Like seeing nude images of women. Um and I even like become interested in like sketching like women's like kind of more flashy like um fashion. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna close by saying, take things personal. Yeah. Much love. Um, and I'll see you next Tuesday. God bless.